So in this video, I want to show you something that I consider to be extremely important, and it's kind of a way to fix another one of Apple's many design flaws in the iMacs and really many of their other series of computers as well. So this is a 2017 iMac. It's the 21.5 inch. It's got the i5 processor clocked at 3 gigahertz, 8 gigabytes of RAM, so on and so forth. Now, this is the 4K model. On this model, there's an issue where on the sides of the screen, you can see the screen's obviously off here, but on the sides of the screen, particularly in the bottom two corners, you'll get these gray spots. They kind of look like water damage, but your computer was never near any sort of water or near, any sort of humidity for that matter. Just to kind of prove that to you, I actually have my dehumidifier down here, and I keep the humidifier, or the humidity in this room extremely, extremely low. But still, just not even 2 years after buying this computer, I got those nasty gray marks in the corner, and they just kind of grow. Mine, it almost kind of looked like a fungus in a way. It started as a small spot down here, and then it just kind of grew, for lack of a better word, kind of arms, and it just kind of sprung out. It was nasty looking. But I found a way to fix that problem. Now, I just want to make it very, very clear that nothing I'm going to do in this video is necessarily safe. It's not necessarily the right way to do it. The right way to do it would be to replace the entire panel. But if you're on a budget, or if it's your only computer and you just got to have something fixed to get it done right now, I want to show you what I'm going to do. So obviously, first thing you need to do is take the panel off your screen. There's a million different videos on how to do that. I'm not going to waste your time and tell you how to do that. So the next thing you want to do, let me stand up here to get a better view, is once you've got your panel off, if you see this wire right here, there's going to be black tape going all the way around your screen here. It's going to cover up these wires. It's going to cover up the sides of the bezel here. It kind of looks just like the tape that's going to be on these ribbon connectors here, just a little bit different. But you're going to remove all of that tape. And underneath that tape, you're going to see these little screws here. And these screws go all the way around. And you're going to take them all off. Now, in my case, I didn't need to take off this top set of screws. I just need to take off the bottom, and it gave me just enough access to fix exactly what I'm about to show you. But I just want to let you know that when you pull this tape off, the easiest and safest way to do that is to pull the tape off, and once it gets up here, cut it with scissors. You can see here that tape is kind of intermingled with these ribbon cables here, and they are extremely delicate. So what I did is just pull the tape up, kind of up to the joint of those ribbon cables, and just snip it with a pair of scissors and leave that tape there as it is. Do not touch that part of the tape. So from there, what you're going to do is take all these little screws out on both sides, just like I said. And this is the part where you're going to want to wear gloves or some sort of kind of hand safety device for two different reasons. This metal is extremely sharp. The glass underneath is extremely sharp as well, but also the sheets that make up this LCD or LED panel are very, very prone to getting fingerprints. So even if you fix, the supposed water damage marks on here, you're bound to leave fingerprints that aren't going to look a whole lot better. So make sure you wear a pair of gloves. But just to demonstrate this, I'm not going to, touch the panels or anything to damage these since I'm not wearing gloves. But you just want to lift up this bottom edge here, and this will give you just enough access to kind of tilt this metal back framing here. And as you can see here, you now have access to all your different little LCD strips of plastic and paper and polarizer film and all of that. And like I said, I don't want to get this too fingerprinty because I don't want to, mess up everything I just fixed. But basically, if you lift up all of these sheets of polarizing film, try to do it very gently here, you can see right there, if I can get the lighting just right, there you go. That is the issue right there. I'm not sure if that's dust or what it is. It's certainly not liquid. It's certainly not humidity. My best guess would be dust, but all you're going to want to do is take some sort of lint-free cloth. I can't stress lint-free enough. You're going to take a lint-free cloth, and you're going to clean all this out. Do not use any sort of liquid, any sort of solvent or anything. Strictly use a lint-free cloth and just kind of buff at it, and it'll come off pretty easily. I haven't cleaned this side yet. I haven't even finished cleaning the other side yet. I just want to make this video to show you guys exactly how to do this. But that's all you have to do. Lift up these sheets of polarizing film and LCD film and all that. Clean that off. Put it all back down. Screw it all back together. And then afterward, you're going to want to take some electrical tape and cover up all this wiring. Because this wiring, it's not really protected from the inside of the case. So while you're putting it on, if you made any sort of little error at all, you're bound to kind of rip up those cables on, you know, any of this plastic here, the metal framing, and so on. But just make sure you cover that back up with some electrical tape or something like that, and you should be good to go. But hopefully that'll be helpful to you guys. Honestly, I thought this screen was completely toast. I'm kind of head over heels that this is actually a fixable issue. I haven't seen anybody else mentioning this on YouTube or on Reddit or anywhere for that matter. So hopefully this will help you guys out. It's not necessarily a typical fix, so to speak. It's just kind of to cover up Apple's design flaw. You know, if you want to sell your computer to, you know, one of those trade-in companies, or, you know, sell it to whoever just to get it out of your possession, just be honest about it. Make sure people know that if you do sell this, make sure that they know that you did do some kind of, you know, jank repairs, so to speak. But yeah, hopefully this helped you guys out. If it did, be sure to give it a thumbs up. And yeah, I hope maybe you guys can save some money and not have to pay Apple for a new display. We'll see you later.